Hi, I'm Martha Beaudry with Boulevard Realty. Welcome to my home buyer video series. In this video, we're going to talk about the home buying process. We're going to cover from beginning to end how the whole thing works. If you have questions, never too busy for your questions, just feel free to send me an email address here and I'd be more than happy to respond. So let's get started. So you may be early in the process of looking for a house. And honestly, as soon as you're starting to think about getting a house, it doesn't hurt to just kind of get a couple of things rolling. Go ahead and reach out to a realtor. It doesn't hurt to do that, even though you may be a few months out. A realtor can help you with a couple of things. They can help you pick your lender. I do have a video series, or part of my video series is on lending that talks about lending that you may want to review. It'll kind of give you some ideas on how you want to go through with lending. But anyway, a realtor will be able to help you with this and help you pick out a good lender. Realtor can also kind of help you understand what it is that you want. Sometimes I'll be working with a buyer, and at the beginning, they're not sure what they want, but a realtor can help you understand what it is exactly that you're looking for in your new home. Realtors are great resources. I mean, we know neighborhoods, we know what the trends are, we understand the different property types, we understand about contractors, home builders. We are a huge source of information. And we can save you a lot of time. There's no need for you to reinvent the wheel. You can save a lot of time engaging with a realtor who will be able to, put you on your track and get you going. And now, before you decide on a realtor, there are a couple of things you're going to want to do. You're going to want to Google them and think about what it is you want in a realtor. I mean, there are all sorts of good realtors out there and everyone is different. So you kind of want to Google them and see what Google is saying about any particular realtor you're considering. And then you may want to interview them, even though, you're not selling the house now, you're buying the house. And though people will tell you, the seller is who pays the commission, and that's true, but, part of the cost of buying a house, the commission is built into it. So in a way, you're also paying for that commission. So you want to interview a realtor as well to make sure it's a good fit for you. So then you want to start a finance conversation. You really don't even want to start looking for a house or considering a house or a neighborhood or anything until you know exactly how much you can be approved to spend. You want to interview lenders, and your realtor can give you some options, whether it be online lender or bank, mortgage company, whatever. They can give you a lot of ideas about how to go about picking a lender. You'll want to get all your financial data together. You need your W-2s, your 1099s, credit card balances, all bank account balances. You need to get all this data together and organize in order to find out how much you're going to be able to get approved. And then you want to start researching your neighborhoods, and you want to research your neighborhoods after you know what you can afford to spend. And again, a realtor will be able to help you find those neighborhoods where the homes fall within your approved ranking. So you want to consider things like your lifestyle. Some people like to spend time outdoors, cycling, walking. So you want to research neighborhoods that support that, where there are sidewalks and wide streets or parks. Maybe you don't want to move into a transitional neighborhood because maybe you won't feel comfortable walking in that neighborhood. So there are things you want to consider when you're looking at a neighborhood. So like I mentioned, parks, sidewalks, restaurants. Some people want to be able to walk to their restaurant. Some people don't care. Some people want a variety of food available to them. So you do want to think about what's important to you in your lifestyle. Proximity, work, and family. And today, so many people are working from home. You can be close to both work and family. But I don't know how long this trend is going to stay where people are working from home. A lot of employers have discovered that their employees can be just as productive working from home as they can from an office, but I'm sure they're facing other challenges, which is creating a cohesive kind of culture in their companies, which can kind of feel a little fractured if people aren't coming into the office. So right now, the trend seems to be people are working from home. But as you're considering where you want to live, you need to consider what's important to you, being close to work or being close to family. And then the kind of amenities you want. Do you want area pools, or do you want to gated community? Or do you like HOAs? Do you want to stay away from HOAs? Do you need soccer fields, baseball fields? So all of those things are important to consider when you're thinking about the neighborhood you want to live in. And then I had mentioned about transitioning neighborhoods. The attraction to a transitioning neighborhood is that a lot of times transitioning neighborhoods have lower property values, especially the lots. So it's cheaper to get a new build, new construction, or a remodeled home. But you have to be willing to accept the fact that maybe the house next to you is in distress. So those are things to consider if you're thinking about a transitional neighborhood. And there's no guarantee that a transitional neighborhood is going to catch up. Usually the trend is that it does, but it's not always going to catch up. So you have to decide, what's important to you. And then finally, schools. You'll want to research the schools that you want to be near. If you're thinking about having kids or you have kids and schools are important, then you need to do your research on your school and decide what schools you want your home to be near. All right, and then your house, your castle. You want to think about what your architectural style is that you like. I'm working with buyers right now. They don't like the bungalows on the pier and beam. They like the ranch style on the slab. And so you have to think about, do you want, 2-story, 1-story, what's important to you? What do you need? What kind of square footage are you looking for in your bedrooms and bathrooms? And what exactly is it that you do need? I mean, some people don't want a house that's more than 1,500 square feet. Some people don't want a house that's less than 3,000 square feet. Just depends. So you want to think about what kind of things you need. If you have a dog, it is very important. Our little animals, our little furry animals are very important to us. And, if you are thinking about your dog when you buy your house, that is A-okay. I cannot tell you how many times I've had clients, when we look at houses, are actually looking at houses that will accommodate their dog. They're looking for homes maybe that don't have any stairs because their dog is elderly. He can't work up with the stairs. They want to make sure a doggy door can be installed, or they want to make sure. I had one client that wanted to make sure her little dog could see outside and see all the activity, the squirrels and the birds and everything that was going on outside. So, it's important if you have an animal that you buy the house that works for your animal, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, I mentioned how many stories you want. So you do want to think about what it is you're going to do with your house. If you're going to age in your home, you may want to reconsider the number of stories. It gets rough as you get older if you've got 3 floors and you're going to go up and down all those stairs. Another thing is when you get pregnant, it's really hard navigating a bunch of floors during that last trimester of your pregnancy, or even if you have a baby who's a toddler, and you're constantly trying to navigate stairs. So you do want to think about the number of stories, that you want in the house that you get. So then it's time to start looking and considering your purchase. So again, your realtor will be able to prepare a list of houses based on how much you've been approved for, what neighborhoods you want, what schools you want to be close to if that's important to you, architectural style that you want. You've come to this point where you've kind of narrowed it down a little bit more about what you want. Your realtor can help you get there. So I will tell you, you look at as many houses as you need. So, the more houses you look at, the more educated you become on what you're doing. And I've, worked with clients that have had to look at maybe 20 houses. But the nice thing is that after they've looked at a bunch of houses, eventually we get to a point where something comes on the market, they see it, and they know immediately because they've looked at so many houses that they know this is the one. And it usually is, and we get there. So if you have to look at a bunch of houses, you have to look at a bunch of houses. So you make an offer once you have found what you want, and this is where the initial negotiations begin. So you're in the driver's seat. You decide what you want to offer and how you want to do that. But I do suggest that you strategize with your realtor and tap into your realtor's experience and resources to determine what the best negotiation strategy is for purchasing your house. Once your offer has been accepted, you're going to get your home inspected. And when you have that done, you may end up needing to negotiate for repairs. Maybe you find that something is broken, there's leaky faucets, whatever, you know, you'll discover things through that inspection, and then you might need to negotiate for further repairs. Once you've passed your inspection and you're done, you know you're going to buy the house, you've negotiated whatever you need to do, and you're good to go, you're going to want to get the home surveyed and you want to get it appraised. Surveying is very important. This lets you know where your boundaries are. You want to know if there are any encroachments, if there's any mess ups. You know, even a little driveways coming over the property line can be an issue. You want to know where the fences are. You want to make sure you have the proper setbacks. So surveys are important. So you want to get your home surveyed. And then the next thing is the appraisal, which is also very important. The bank wants to make sure the house is worth what you're borrowing for it. So those two things are going to be needed. So I do have a video that covers closing costs, and all of this is in that kind of covers how much a lot of this stuff is going to cost you. So you may want to look at the video on closing costs, but those are two items you'll need to pay for. Actually, the inspection, survey, and appraisal, you have to pay for those. So, you know, this is go time. When you are in contract, it's go time, and you need to get all your information and documentation to your lender. Your lender is going to be working diligently behind the scenes to get you approved with the underwriter to buy this house that you've picked out. And you want to lock in your insurance, especially as we're in the summer months during hurricane season. The sooner you lock in your insurance, the better. If something develops in the Gulf of Mexico before you close, it can actually delay your closing if you haven't already got your insurance in place. Insurance companies don't write policies when there is a storm in the Gulf. They have to wait for it to land. And then you'll want to pick your home buyer's warranty. That's usually paid for by the seller, and your realtor can guide you through that and give you some options. And then after that, you close and you get your keys. When you close, you're going to fund everything at the closing table. So you may have money that you need to bring to the closing table. Your lender will let you know how much you need to bring. The title company is going to break down all of your closing costs that you'll be paying. Again, my closing costs video covers some of those things that you're going to see on your closing statement. And then once you close and you fund and you sign everything, you get your keys and you're good to go. If you have any questions, you know, that weren't covered in this video or any of the other videos that I have to offer, just send me an email. I'm never too busy for your questions. I feel more than happy to answer them. And I also have cheat sheets. So if you would like a breakdown on anything, on closing costs, on the lending process, or even the home buying process, just let me know. I'll send you a sheet and you have it and you can refer to it anytime, and you can always come back and watch videos again later. So anyway, I want to thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope to hear from you. Thanks. Bye.